Happy Monday. If you're watching on a replay, put in the comments #replay. Let's see, let's get us up and going here. Give everybody a minute or two to get signed on. Okay, looks like we're good sound wise. Hopefully we don't have any little hiccups this week. I have nothing to sit and knit on because I don't have any easy knitting right now. So I can just sit and get my notes ready. That's one thing I was supposed to be doing. So as you're popping on, tell me hi. Tell me what you're working on. As a reminder, if you're watching on YouTube and there are problems, you can always hop over to Facebook and watch us on there. Even if you don't have a Facebook account, you should still be able to access the page. Same thing goes for Facebook. If you're watching, you can hop over to YouTube and catch us over there. Um, all right, it's going to be okay. My camera looks a little funky to me, but I think everything's okay. So I'm just going to not touch it and just leave it alone. Hi, Sherry, working on a scarf. Patty, Nicole working on the gift blanket. Excellent. Patty working on the Lorelei vest. I want so badly to start new projects and I just can't. I can't decide on colors, so we might talk about that a little bit tonight. Hi, Mama. I want to make a new hooded cowl thing that I saw online, but I also am really itching to start a new sweater. I know though, if I start a new sweater that I will not finish the one that I am working on. So I'm holding off. I'm holding off as much as possible. Hi, Vicky. Shar working on a cowl. Excellent. Hi, Mary. Good, good, good. All right, well, we're after 7, so we'll go ahead and get started. Welcome to Monday Motivation. Today is January 6th. So, Happy New Year. I feel like I said that to you guys already, but apparently I didn't because last week I was on, it was between Christmas and New Year. So, I think I have something that will help you with colors. Do I? Sarah, hi. Lori. Noelle, working on your garden trellis shawl. Awesome. Okay, good. Yeah, so it's January 6th. It's the new year. So happy new year. Hope everybody had a safe and pleasant new year. I had a great time. Hi, Oriana. Yeah, my name is Kristen. I'm the owner of the Little Yarn Shop located in downtown Saginaw, Michigan, inside the SVRC Marketplace. Marketplace hours are Wednesday through Saturday, 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. Shop hours are Wednesday through Saturday, 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. As a reminder, if you need help for things, projects either from the shop or not from the shop, Monday nights are a great night to stop in and get help. While I'm in here doing the live, Deb and Ashley are in the front lobby hosting drop-in knitting. There's a $10 fee and you get 2 hours of help. Sometimes it's 2 or 3 people there. Sometimes it's a little more, but everybody's patient and understanding. And yeah, Deb and Ashley are both very good at helping get people back on track. So they meet up there from 6:30 to 8:30. Sarah making crazy progress on the Dragon Lore shawl. Awesome. I got a new water bottle and it has a straw and I'm not used to that. So I still end up tipping things up, but apparently that still works. I'm not quite sure how, if it has a straw, but I'll have to figure that out later. So let's see, we can first talk about what I'm wearing. Hi, Joyce. I am wearing the Ship Shape sweater by Heidi Kiermaier. All right, I just had my little thing for it. I don't know where it went. Oh, there it is. Ship Shape by Heidi Kiermaier. This is the second size. It's a 40-inch bust. I used Barocco Remix Light in 2 colors. What I love about Remix Light, well, a lot of things we love about Remix Light. One of the things is the crazy good yardage for a sport weight yarn. Over 400 yards per skein. So it's kind of a boat neck. It's out of the way. A boat neck, but I was looking at it today and you could easily pick up if you wanted to after and add a more of a neckline if you wanted. This doesn't have any neckline picked up or added to it. It's just meant to roll a little bit the way it is. Boxy shape, drop sleeves, 3/4 length sleeves. I knit it the way the pattern was written. I did see in my notes, I had one extra stripe that then more than what she said I should have. So when I picked up for the sleeves, I had to do a little bit more decreasing, but I love the way this fits. If you look through some of the patterns for this sweater, you'll see that people have done it in solids, which I totally get because even in one color, it's a really cool construction. It's got these little triangles. That's what you start with, and then you work your way out from there. Even in one color, it would be a really neat, a well-fitting sweater. So I like this one. It's a good transition piece. Remix Light is it's a pretty true sport weight yarn. Easy care, wool free. It's a little bit chilly in here, and actually it's warmer in the shop than it is in the rest of the building. I think I've just been in here too long, so it feels a little bit chilly to me right now. And this one's been on the hanger for a little bit over in our display thing, but it seems to be doing pretty well. It doesn't seem like it's stretched out very much. So this is kind of how it's supposed to be. So that's what I am wearing. I am working on the deep winter coat. I would have had more of this done, but I ran out of yarn at home because I tend to be the type that I only take 1 or 2 skeins home at a time with me. And so I ran out and I meant to grab some when I was here on Saturday and I completely forgot. So we talked about at length, we talked about gauge last week. So if you have questions about gauge and you didn't catch last week's live, go back and watch and you'll learn why it's so important. But this is the ship shape. Nope, that's what I'm wearing. This is the deep winter coat. So there's the back of it. These beautiful cables down the sleeve. One sleeve done. One sleeve. I'm done with the decreases. I just have to finish. So comparatively, let's see where I am on my sleeves here. I'm laying them out. I've got about half a sleeve yet to knit. So done with decreases, just that little bit left to go. I am using my Chigu Twist Shorty set, the yellow set. One of the things I love about the short, well, really any interchangeables, if you're working in the round, something that helps me be a little bit speedier with my knitting is putting a smaller needle on my left side and then my gauge needle on the right. So this is being knit on a 10.5. So my right needle is a 10.5. My left needle is a 9. It's a little bit easier to get into those stitches, especially when I'm getting into these cables on a really small circumference. So I should actually switch to a smaller cord because I'm kind of stretching this out a little bit as I'm moving the stitches and knitting around in a circle. But I'm not too concerned about it just because this is such a snug fitting sweater already. If I was worried about messing up the gauge or making something a little bit too big, I might switch to a smaller cable, but I'm too lazy really at this point. But I love the Twist Shorty interchangeables for sleeves. They are my absolute favorite. We have all 3 in stock. So if you have gift cards and fiber funds and that's not something you have treated yourself to, it is worth the investment. We've got the red set, which have needle sizes 0s to 3s. The blue set is sizes 4s to 8s, and the yellow set is sizes 9s to 11, 9, 10, 10.5, and 11, I think is what they are. They all come with varying lengths of cords, and you can make anywhere. For the smaller 2 sets, you can make anywhere from a 9-inch up to a 14-inch circumference. The larger set, you can do 12-inch or 14-inch circumference, I believe, for the sleeves. So it just makes things go so much faster for me. That's kind of my, I struggle with double pointed needles. Magic loop I can do, but this just, there's no stopping. I can just keep going and going and going. So I have half a sleeve to finish and then I will be picking up and doing the collar all the way around. There's no button band. It's just a big collar that you put on here. And then I do have to knit a belt to go with it. So it's not the best picture and it's been well loved, but there is the coat that I'm working on. So since I didn't check gauge and it's too small, it's going to be for my kiddo. She will love it when it's done. I will be bummed that it won't fit me. I may still, when I wash it and block it, I may try and, stretch the heck out of it and see how much give I can get, but I'm guessing there's not going to be a whole lot to it. Things that I finished, sort of finished. I finished a quilt block, a knitted quilt block for my Stella quilt blanket. This one was in the blues. I love, love, love how this turned out. So these are written, the Stella quilt patterns. There's, I saw that she has another one that just recently came out, but, I haven't looked too much at it, but this one is designed for either fingering held double or DK weight yarn. So all of the colors in the middle are my scraps, my leftovers from not so much socks, mostly sweaters and shawls, but it's all fingering weight held double. And then the dark gray background color is one strand of Heritage Black with scraps of fingering weight in shades of dark gray. So the dark gray backgrounds aren't all the same, but I think you get the overall picture of things. Next knitting lesson is, it is full. The class is full. The next Basics and Beyond class starts on Wednesday, and she does have a full class. There will be one after that. So it's a 6-week class. We usually give 1 week buffer. So it'll be, what would that be? March, probably. End of February, beginning of March will be the next one. I don't think I have it on the calendar yet. So I'm really moving right along. I started my third block. It's going to be in oranges. I ran out of dark gray yarn. There's so much cat fur on this. I really try to keep my cats away from my knitting, but then I put a blanket on my lap and there's just no going back. So I ran out of my dark gray. I have to get more dark gray for the background color, but I just keep plugging along and I'm making a lot more progress on this than on the green and white crocheted Afghan that will someday be for Victoria someday. Things that I have here that I did not finish, but I still wanted to show off. We've been talking a lot about hats lately. Jody and Brenda were in on Friday and Jody left here 2 of her finished hats. The first one is the Hayride beanie. And if you've seen Pat in here recently, Pat Ames, the one with the twin grandbaby girls, she's been doing quite a few of these and they really turned out cool. This is the Hayride beanie. 2 colors of worsted yarn, a primary color and a contrast color. And this is all mosaic. So it's just slip stitches. You're not knitting with 2 colors at once. And this was Jody's version. So the green that she used was Cascade 220 waves in their worsted. And then she had a skein of the brown, I think is a DK. It still worked okay. It did come out a little bit small, but I think that's just more because of how Jody knits, not necessarily because of the smaller DK weight yarn. I know Pat has done some in DK and it's turned out really cool, but this is, sorry, I got things popping up on my screen here, messing me up. So that's the Hayride beanie. Looks really cute with pom on there. It's a great way to use 1 or 2 random worsted weight skeins that you might have around. A really quick knit, and the decreases are quick at the top. apparently she has hayride socks, a pattern that this designer also has that inspired the hat. So, really fun, would look great in lots of different color combos. And then Jody had a skein of Dream in Color classy worsted. And we found this hum beanie pattern. And I love the patterns that are written for multiple weights. So, and this is one of those. It's written for worsted, bulky, or super bulky. There's the pattern, the hum beanie. And it is it actually, it's just right twists, which is kind of, it's a 1/1 cable, but it's kind of the easiest one to do because you don't need a cable needle. It's just one stitch. It's just a 2-stitch pattern where they're flip-flopping, but this is her finished product with the hum beanie hat. And I think it looks really cool with that texture. And of course, needs a big palm on it. So this one's a bigger, slouchier, but still a great use for, it's a great pattern for just a one skein of worsted that you might have picked up somewhere. So I didn't finish those, but Jody did, so I can still show them off and brag about what other people are finishing around here. My next project, shoot, I meant to print out. I meant to print out the cover page of it so I could show it, but Melissa can link it. At least you can look at it that way. It's a pattern from Laura Nelkin called Cowl to Puss. And it was a mystery knit along that she did last year, I believe. But it's like a hooded cowl thing that you can kind of fold up and use as, it almost ends up looking like a balaclava where it can cover your face. And it has the option for brioche. It's 2 colors. It's kind of stripes along the hood, and then it drops down into either brioche or option for just ribbed stripes. And I can't decide what color combo I want to go with. So my first choice was these 2 guys. And it calls for 1 skein each of 2 colors of a DK weight yarn. Or I think originally they were using like DK mini skeins. But I thought that this would be a really fun color combo for the brioche, especially. I think it would show up really well. So this is Ridiculous Jaxer DK in the color West Coast and Variations DK in the color Burnt Amber. You get kind of some of those orange tones in there, but it's not, there aren't so many of them that you'll lose stitch definition. Hi, Linda. So I thought that would be really cool. But then I also was thinking maybe I should have something that coordinates with my winter jacket, which is gray. Surprise, surprise. I'm looking at something gray, you guys. But so then I grabbed these 2. This Raspberry Tourmaline and Smoky Diamond. Both of these are Variations DK also. I think this would just be a classy and beautiful color combination. I was looking at some that were more like creamy colors, but I anticipate, so I got chatting with a few of the ladies here on Thursday about this pattern, and Marianne's made some comment about how if it was cold enough that you needed to wear something like that, she would not want to be outside. And I don't blame her one bit. And most of the time I feel that way too. However, I do have to shovel my own driveway. So at some point when it's cold, I have to go outside. So I'm also kind of thinking about making sure that it's not something that I have to worry about getting makeup on or whatever. And I think this would, so cream, although it would be beautiful, is probably not the best idea. Either one of these I think would be fine. I just don't want anything that's like white. So I'm curious to get input from you guys, what you think would be what would you like to see knit up? Maybe that's more what I should be asking, is not what do I want to wear, but what do you guys want to see knit up? I think that one's really fun. But I think this one's really fun too. So either the gray and the raspberry or the burnt amber and the West Coast, which looks a little bit like koi pond. but not with quite so much orange in there. So Melissa likes the blue one better. So yeah, give me your input. Let me know what you think. I also just think it looks like a really fun pattern to knit. It looks like it would be a pretty quick knit. So I'm all about like trying to get some instant gratification things right now because yeah, these cabled sweaters that I've been making feel like they've been taking me forever. So that's my next project. Also, the Salty Days sweater is, oh, Melissa, I don't think I sent you that one, but there's a sweater that I want to make called the Salty Days sweater. And it's a little bit of a sampler. It's got some lace and some cables. Mom says both. Oriana, gray and raspberry. Okay, well now I need some tiebreakers, you guys. So the Salty Days sweater is, I saw somebody on Instagram was talking about having made it, and it's a DK and a mohair held together. I think it's just a beautiful sweater. Part of me wants to do it. Oh, you can say hi to Deb in the background too. Part of me wants to do it with just a DK, and I have some souvenir yarn. I got a sweater's quantity of DK weight yarn when I was in Ireland that I was thinking about, but then I also put a Malabrigo order in today and might have put some Arroyo on there that I might want to do as well. So, okay, Patty says gray and raspberry. Noelle says West Coast and burnt amber. Okay, so we're gonna have to Vicky says blue. Lori says blue. Okay. Only her shadow is on Facebook. Yeah, it's like I have a it's the gnomes working in the background, my elves working in the background. So yeah, that might be my next sweater. But it's a really beautiful sweater, so I'm kind of been playing around with yarn for that one too. Blue. Okay. Jean. Oh, big surprise. Jean thinks I should do blue. And a shawl in darker gray and raspberry, and it was stunning together. I know it would just be beautiful. She has 6 for 2 blue for raspberry. Yeah, I might have to do what mom said and make both, but I might start out with that, but we'll see. Maybe I'll start with the blue and burnt amber one, because you guys, if you know me, you know I don't like to make the same thing more than once. So find 2 patterns and use both. That might be more likely, Leslie, is to find another pattern to use the raspberry and the gray for, because that would be absolutely gorgeous in something too. So I don't know. I do really. So one of my hesitations with using these two though is it is sort of similar to the colors in the pattern photos. And I really do try and do something that's completely different, but it's only similar to part of hers because she does use mini skeins. So it's a little bit of both, a variety of colors that she uses. So maybe we'll probably start with that one and see where it goes. So that is what is coming up next. We got a restock of all of our Chaigu needles and accessories. Got lots of the rubber grippers in. Those always go pretty quickly. Forte needle update. For those of you who have Forte needles or have looked at the Forte needles in the past, we now are able to get individual sets of tips in the Forte material, I guess. Collection would be the right word. So prior to really just the last couple of weeks, the only way we've been able to get the Fortes is in their collector set, which was this grade zippered pouch that had the whole collection of needles in it and interchangeables, and had lots of really cool accessories. And that is still a really cool set. They had the original Fortes were all African blackwood. They had some problems with the smaller tips breaking, so they swapped those out for carbon fiber. And in the sets, the 2s through 8s have carbon fiber, and the 9s through 15s or 17s, I can't remember which, have still the African blackwood. So the body of the needle is either carbon fiber or African blackwood, and then the tips are the stainless steel. The individual tips, the individual tip pairs are now all going to be carbon fiber. So if you've worked with the Knitter's Pride carbons in the past, these are similar. I think they have a better finish on them. They are less expensive than the Knitter's Pride carbons. And they are still, the Forte needles will work with any Chigu cords. So the red cords or the Swift 360 cords, or even their plastic twist cords that they've had for a long time. Any of those cords will work with the Forte needles. If you wanted to get a pair and just see if you like them before you invested in the whole Forte needle set, this would be a great way to do it. We're not carrying all the sizes at this point, but I do have 4s through 8s now here in stock. As a comparison, the size for 5-inch regular Chigu red lace tips run, I think they're $13, $12.99, $12 or $13, and these are 15. So it's not a huge price difference. The Knitter's Pride carbons are a bit more expensive. Carbon fiber is lightweight. It warms to the touch, so it will feel a little bit like wood, but they are not going to break. Carbon fiber is one of the strongest materials out there. And so it kind of gives you the wood feel without the delicate nature of wood needle tips where we end up breaking them sometimes. So I would open these and take them out to show you, but they don't have their packages. They don't have things packaged in a way where I can do that and then reseal it. So I don't want to break the packaging on these, but we don't have any of the full sets of Forte needles here in the shop, but I do still have the ability to special order those. So if that's something you're interested in, let me know. We can still get those. The sets as of right now are still the smaller sizes, carbon fiber. The larger sizes are the African blackwood, which is kind of cool because it was recycled or, like scrap material from like woodwind instruments and stuff that they were using, which is kind of a neat thing. Only in 5-inch tips. They don't come in the 4-inch tips, but we've got them here in the shop. Or if you have a Forte set, but you really like your Forte needles and need more of a certain size because you use them frequently. I know how that goes. We all have multiple projects on the needles, right? We don't just have one thing that we're working on. Let's see. Look at my pile of stuff on the table to see if there's anything else that I wanted to talk about. Talked about Jody's hats. So small businesses that we supported this week, I may have posted or seen that we posted that V and I went to Miles Market yesterday for breakfast and coffee. Really is one of my favorite spots for breakfast. The good thing about going there and getting their eggs Benedict is it keeps me from getting their fritters. It was a lot easier when Sips 476 was here or Sips Cafe was here, and I could just walk out the door and get a fritter. But I could fill myself up on eggs Benedict and then not need a fritter. But I really, really, really wanted one to go. So the point is, if you've not been there, it's where M46 and M47 meet. There's a big triangular shaped building there, and Linda, who also happens to be the realtor who sold me my house, helped me find my house. Hi, Donna. Linda owns the building and she owns the businesses inside there. So there's Sips 476, which is their coffee shop side of things. There is Miles Market, which is their bakery and lunch and dinner spot now. And now they have the bar at Miles Market, which also, so they got a liquor license. They do events there. So they pretty much can take care of your needs from early in the morning to late at night. The bar is only open Thursdays through Saturdays. Thursdays through Sundays, Thursdays through Saturdays. I took a picture of their hours and then of course I forgot to even look at that too, but it's a really cool place, locally owned, local people working there. If you were familiar with Hamilton Bakery back in the day, they use a lot of the Hamilton Bakery pastry recipes, which a lot of people in the area really love. So worth checking out whether you need caffeine or something a little stronger. Their Eggs Benedict is amazing. They make their own English muffins there. They're huge. You have your option of, it says one egg or two. And the first time I got it, I was a little confused because I was like, well, is it just the egg or is it like the whole thing? So it's either one section or two with the egg and all of the fixings and the English muffin. So V got the traditional eggs Benny with the ham and everything. And I got the garden fresh that had tomato and spinach and a balsamic drizzle. And it comes with a side of roasted potatoes. It's all just absolutely delicious. Definitely, definitely recommend. Um, I think that's all. I am a little short today, but I think that's all I have to talk about, all I have to show you guys. Again, I hope you had a good, safe new year and got to enjoy some time off. Kids, grandkids may be back to school. My kiddo will be headed back the end of this week to MSU. And yeah, I think holiday parties are done. As a reminder, use your fiber funds before the end of the month. We've got needles in stock. We've got needle sets in stock. We've got some yarn bowls here. We've got coconuts accessories. Lots of really great things that you can use those fiber funds for that you would me too. Melissa said I'm a little short always. Yeah. Use those fiber funds to treat yourself to something you wouldn't normally treat yourself on. It's just a little bonus. So I hope everybody has a great week. We are back on track. I don't think there's going to be a Monday this month that I will miss. I do have my hip surgery coming up in a month. So that's going to throw things off for February, but that's not till February. So we'll deal with that down the line. If you're in the shop, you may see me up on a ladder working on inventory over the next week or so, slowly working my way through there. But my boss is not much of a stickler for things, so I can do it on my own time. Okay, I hope everybody has a good week. And if we don't see you here in the shop sometime in the next week, then we'll see you back here at 7 o'clock.